What's up, y'all? I'm going to fix my hair. And while I fix my hair, I want to talk about growing your own food and gardens. I'm very nervous to even come on here and, oh, my hair don't look bad. I just took a shower. But I just let it air dry last night when I went to sleep. But I feel like gardening and me not being an expert, I'm very afraid to come on here and talk about this because I know there are way many more expert level people on this topic than me. But at the same time, I feel like because I am such a newbie and beginner when it comes to growing my own food or gardening, I feel like I can still relate to those people who may be overwhelmed or have never started to do their own food or gardening in general, because I was just there like a year ago. I'm still there. I'm a really big researcher on anything. Like, I love all the facts, all the numbers. And when we first moved here, we had a little bit of land, and that was our whole purpose, was to like start a small little garden, just like, you know, nothing huge. And that of course intrigued my interest. So I did lots of research. My biggest and most favorite person I learned from, other than Josh's grandpa, was this YouTube. Her name is Jessica. She goes by Jess. Roots and Refuge. That's what her name is on YouTube. She has like a Facebook group and all that community, but literally the most wisest, kindest, knowledgeable person I found. She makes her videos full of knowledge, but not just that, but they are so, hey, I love this, yeah. But they are so, like, they keep me watching to the very end, and it keeps me wanting more. Like, she's so knowledgeable, and I learned so much from her that I went in my first year growing some tomatoes in my backyard feeling very confident. And so now we're on year 3, so I'm still not an expert. I'm still very much a beginner, but because of her, I'm so confident in what I'm doing. And she's really big on telling you, you know, like, growing a garden, you're gonna fail sometimes, but that's like, just have fun and experiment. But I had some people tell me a day or two ago, they said that they couldn't grow a garden, and many people gave me many reasons, all of which were very similar. And it was like, I don't have land, I don't have a raised bed, I don't have knowledge. There was another one that was kind of funny. I can't remember what it was, but I remember I kind of like chuckled because I was like, that's not an excuse. But I think it kind of comes down to the store is just convenient and you don't have time, right? You know, so I'm gonna make I know, I wish somebody curl mine. I'm gonna make a video today. I'm gonna go, like, after I get done here for our YouTube, on how you can start growing something today, very affordable. Like, everything total will probably be under 15 bucks. But you can even grow it like on your back porch. Have you guys ever heard of a container garden? That's essentially what I'm going to show you guys and teach you, but on a smaller scale of just like one. Because I feel like if I was looking back or going back to when I first started which my garden's not huge, but by any means, but anyways, I feel like what was overwhelming was the fact that I had no knowledge on, because we grow like 7 or 8 different things. And it's like, well, these need this, and these need this much light, and these don't need nitrogen, and these need more nitrogen, and these need to be watered every day, and these don't. Like, every plant has a different role. And that was overwhelming to me. It was like, well, how can I keep up with what needs what and what needs where? Because some plants, like peppers, they need heat. The heat is what makes them grow. The sunshine, the heat, like, they're gonna stay small until when it gets hot. And once it gets like super hot, they go crazy. So I need to make sure they're planted somewhere where there's gonna be very hot, lots of sun. So things like that, where it's like, I remember being very overwhelmed at the beginning of all the do's and don'ts. So I feel like, going back to what I was bringing up, if you are that person that's overwhelmed, just start with like one thing. And to me, tomatoes are the most rewarding and the most fun and the most easiest. And so I'm going to show that today. And I feel like it's like the gateway drug in the gardening world is a tomato plant. And now what I'm going to show today, I'll just kind of give you guys a preview. You can get a container, you know, the bigger the better, but you can even just get one that's like up to your knees. But what you can do, and this is for all you people who had excuses, or even just for people who are older who maybe can't bend over or can't walk far, you can put it right by your door, as long as sunshine kind of comes in right there. And as it grows, it's right there when you walk out to your car. Just water it because it's right there. It's convenient. But what's fun also is as it's growing tomatoes, you can just open your front door and grab a tomato and take it in and make a sandwich. Like it's right there by your door. So even if you're not interested in like growing all the stuff, just start with a tomato plant. But I'm going to warn you, once you do that, next year, game is on. I promise. It's so addicting. We have, this year we have corn, potatoes, tomatoes. We have some rabbits that are literally the size, like they're huge, huge rabbits. And they've been eating our corn. Like as soon as they sprout, they've been eating the green tops off of the corn. So, I mean, we've got plenty of corn growing, but there's a lot that's been eaten. So, and I don't mind. The rabbits are cute. But anyways, we have corn, potatoes, tomatoes, onions, cucumbers, squash, okra, and radishes. So, hey, Heather. So, one thing we didn't plant yet is peppers. Now, I'm going to plant them today. Hey, Megan. Because that is one thing. Tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers, I guess, are the top 3 things I probably use the most from our garden in the summer. Because I make a lot of like salsa or like I'm going to make a bruschetta as soon as our tomatoes ripen up. Because it's so, there again, that's one of those things like the bruschetta sounds like, oh, that sounds hard, but it's so darn easy. You literally just chop your tomatoes up. Pampered Chef, hey, has, I think even Walmart, has one of those things that you can just lay your vegetable or fruit, whatever, down and you just chop it into like little cubes. So yes, anyways, back to bruschetta. Just chop up in cubes, mix in your stuff. You can buy the bread already toasted and crunchy at Walmart. Chop the bread up into like thin slices, and there you go. But you're lying. Oh my gosh. See, ours, which we always kind of start a little late because our first year we didn't know about, like, it was our first year. We were just excited. So we as soon as it was like a beautiful day and we thought summer was over, we went out and planted so much stuff, not knowing, because there again, I was like new, and it literally like froze that next weekend, and we didn't lose everything, but we lost a lot. So now I'm like, I read up on that, and they always say wait until Good Friday or Mother's Day where we live to be like extra safe. So we waited a little bit this year, so we are a little behind. I have seen a lot of people already have stuff though, so I'm kind of jealous, but at the same time I'm like, I don't want to do all that work just for it all to die again. But you live and learn. That's my exact point. You live and learn. I did do, my second year after that, I did do a lot of things in pots. So that way, if it was to have like a cold snap, I could bring them in. And once I knew the cold was done with for sure, I just transplanted them into my garden. And that was really successful because kind of like you, Megan, I had things so much sooner because they were already growing in my house. And once the heat came, I put them in the garden and they were good. But A, this year's just been busy, and B, what's the rush? You know, like, so we didn't do that this year. But it is fun though. They're like babies. You have to watch them. So see, you did yours. Yeah, I didn't even plant no peppers this year. I really am. If they have any starts left, I think I am going to get some though, because we love peppers. It was one of those things though, like we just started, I don't know, we didn't plant anything out this year. This year's been so busy. And I don't know. Nothing's as organized this year as it has been the last 2 or 3 years. Oh well, it's okay. It's all good. It's like Megan, for instance, how long have you been growing food, and what are your like biggest tips? Because I'm still very, very new. If you're just hopping on, I mentioned I watched Jessica from Roots and Refuge, literally the most knowledgeable girl ever. I couldn't like, I could watch her all day, every day. She's so, I don't know. She's very bubbly and very just sweet. I don't know. Like, I want a garden space like hers too. What do we think? Like, she buys these cattle panels. My notes crazy like that. She buys these cattle panels and she'll bend them like an arch and grow, cucumbers or beans or like small watermelons on them, and it looks so beautiful. And she'll even have some with flowers going over. And the cattle panels, she said, are so cheap. And then she just puts T-post, which they were all donated to her because they were some that were older that people were getting rid of. And then she zip ties the cattle panel to the T-post. So there again, it's very affordable. It's all together, it was like $20. I think it depends on how many you want, but because the zip ties, I think she said, were quite a bit. Because she got like 1,000. But anyways, like, it's beautiful. In the middle of the summer, she'll do like a little tour, and the cucumbers hanging off that cattle post and the flowers, it's so peaceful. Well, Heather, have you thought about a container garden? Because that's what I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to make a video on just one container, just growing one plant. But many people, like if you live in an apartment, they will have a container garden on their back porch of their apartment. And they'll have like 4 or 5 things planted there, some tomatoes, some peppers, whatever else you like in another container. Right there on your back porch. So, I think people, and I think we overthink it. I know I did in the beginning. It was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Hey, Shauna, you inspired me to go live on TikTok this morning, so I did. I did my makeup on there. TikTok just scares me because you get all these rando people on there and you never know what they're going to say. But I did it, all because of you. All right. If you guys don't know, Shauna, she sells super cute cups, and she does the fish jewelry, which is so fun. She goes live, I think, is it Monday through Friday or is it every day on TikTok? So fun to watch. All right. But anyways, I'm going to make that YouTube today about the container garden for those people who need something on a budget or for small spaces. I'm going to post it on Josh's YouTube. If y'all don't know, he's like popping over on TikTok, but he started with a YouTube, and we've kind of transitioned it like over the last few months. It started off as like, because he was clearing the land for like some chickens and cows, like nothing huge, like 1 or 2. And so he was doing videos on clearing the land and getting that ready for that. And he transitioned it into like a tractor TikTok or YouTube. And now it's like kind of transitioned into like a welding, like heavy equipment YouTube. But back in the day, we did a lot of garden stuff on his YouTube, and it was like a gardening YouTube channel. And I was thinking today, like, I think I'm gonna bring that back and post the video I make today on his YouTube. Because that's really what started it all. We did a lot of gardening YouTube videos. And it's so funny to think that we did that, because we did that literally in our first year, had no clue what we were doing. No clue at all. But we were videoing it. I think we even said it like in our very first video. We were like, do this with us. We don't know what we're doing. Let's go together. So I'll have to go back. I'm pretty sure that's how we started it. It was like, welcome to our garden. We don't know what we're doing, but we're doing it. And here we are 3 years later. It's grown in size. Our garden has grown like double. And we've definitely got a lot more knowledgeable about what we're doing. Before, it was a lot of trial and error. Hey, Jennifer. All right. We thought about doing, because last year we had a lot of stuff that we couldn't eat in time or we didn't want, or we were just kind of like okra. The okra just grows so much, so fast, too fast for us to eat it all. Josh mentioned having like a little stand out by our mailbox and just like free, like, you know, here's some veggies, just stop and get what you want. Like I think we might do that this year, because last year towards the end we thought about doing it, but it was one of those things like we thought about it, we talked about it, but we never did it. But watermelons too was another thing, because Josh doesn't even like watermelon, so I don't know why we grow 17 darn hills of watermelons. That never makes sense to me, but we do. And we always give them away. We gave like 10 of them or more probably away to people at church and to people, just friends who would come over. But so I don't know why we grow watermelon. I don't know. I made a lot of I put a lot of the watermelon in blenders last year and made like a smoothie, or I don't know that I'd call it a smoothie. It was more just like a refreshing drink, because I was growing mint in a pot and watermelon. I had like a watermelon mint and I threw some like sparkling water in there, and it was like a really refreshing drink. But yeah, so I'm going to go get some stuff to film that today. And hope you guys have a good Saturday. It's so beautiful. Please go enjoy it. Like, don't waste it, for sure. I feel like this side never turns out as good as this side. I don't know. Or maybe if I straighten it a little bit. It always like curls up higher. And I'm sure it's because the angle of my hand right here. Well, I know it is, but I can never figure out how to get it just right. Let's see. There we go. Perfect. We love you. Come over sometime. We need to come over and see you. I was telling Josh, I guess it was 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, we were eating at Firehouse Subs. I was like, we need to just go down the road and see your dad. Well, I need to, see y'all. We need to. Oh my gosh. I had this to spray in my hair, and I didn't even spray it in my hair. It's like a heat shield. I never remember to use this. I've probably used it twice. All right. I'm growing my hair out long. I miss it long so bad. And I also have quit dyeing it. Like, what's left of dye or color in my hair is just this piece right here. Because what I want to do is I want it to grow back long again and just be natural color and healthy and just like smooth and healthy and beautiful. It's growing fast though, I think. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I don't know. All right, well, I'm going to go get some stuff to plant. Let me show you guys. I'll show you I've been loving. I'm in Naomi's room, so overlook all the toys. I've been loving rompers. Or is this a romper? Like, they're so comfy. They're easy. You don't have to think about pants or shirts. Like, it's all in one. And I just love that they're so comfy. Like, that's my number one priority right now is comfort. So I have like probably 12, all in different colors. So if you see me in a romper over the summer, like every day, just mind you, hey Colette. All right, so that's it. That's my look. I'm gonna go plant some tomatoes. Have a good day. Leave your tips below if you have any gardening tips. I'll mention them in my video today because I need all the tips. So bye y'all.